got your coffee refill.
What a great solo shot.
What a great solo shot.
That's very nice. I'm totally
Strike
impressed.
A pose.
Yes.
And we have our guest here, who, by the way, you smell good. Whatever you're wearing smells really nice. We have Bonnie Shaffer here, who works for the Big Bear Recovery Service, but she's here representing the Breakthrough Task Force, and she's going to tell us a little bit what she's doing. So welcome, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Gloria, for having me. It's nice to be here. And I'm happy today to introduce Big Bear, if you haven't been already introduced, Big Bear to Big Bear's designated driver program. The Breakthrough Task Force was looking for ways to reduce incidences of DUI arrests on our roads because according to law enforcement and according to their statistics, we have an excessive number of DUIs on our streets.
And I heard that number. Please say that number. It really scared me when I heard what the number was.
We should be scared because it's way bigger than it needs to be.
Yes.
We had over 1 per day arrested in 2011. We had over 370 plus arrests on our streets. And that's just Big Bear. That's not Running Springs. That's the roads leading in and out of Big Bear, but only just so far. So
well,
it's
and so many
all
people
over the streets.
Come here to vacation and celebrate and have a party and whatnot, and probably more so than they would ever do at home.
This is true.
Yeah, and on vacation, you know, get a little loose.
And
but that endangers everybody.
It endangers everybody, and these are not just suspected people, these are the actual arrests. So these were people who were driving under the influence.
And you're not trying to decrease the number of arrests by telling people where the checkpoints are and how to avoid them.
No.
That
doesn't do the job well.
Well, you know, oh, there's a checkpoint over there, and I'll go that way.
Don't you love that when they tell us
I think that's
Starvation Flats and Big Bear Boulevard, oh, just stay away from that area.
That's the most ridiculous thing you could do there.
It's the law.
You see this,
so
they have to so we do see this logo.
Yes.
And lots of businesses out. Tell us what the program does.
Okay, well, because we invite people to Big Bear to celebrate, the way that the Breakthrough Task Force has looked at this problem is to encourage the use of designated drivers. So what we've done is we've gone to the different businesses in Big Bear, we've gone to the bars and the clubs, we've also talked to the city about their special events and encouraged the use of designated drivers. The bars already have programs in place for designated drivers, and that designated driver will get free non-alcoholic drinks for the course of the evening. But we've tried to step it up just a little by issuing wristbands, and we have a very nice looking wristband I didn't bring today, but it's a red wristband. It says designated driver on it. The bars can hand those out to anybody who identifies themselves as a designated driver. They wear it for the evening. They get free non-alcoholic drinks for the course of the evening. And once they're through being that driver, then that wristband is good. It's sort of like a coupon. We have 29 participating businesses right now, and we are getting more all of the time. But we also have a card that tells all of our businesses that are participating, and these are going to be in every hotel room. We have a request by some of the resort owners to put these in hotel rooms, so when people come to Big Bear, they know already if we choose to have a driver, then that driver is honored by this city and the community of Big Bear. And so we're trying to honor people who will step up and be the designated drivers and just make it a little more incentive for them to say, hey, I could do that.
So if I go to a restaurant and tell them I'm a designated driver and then get a wristband, and then I go to a bar that night with my friends, and I mean, it's honored.
Well, the wristband just identifies you as
the designated
driver. And then the bars have agreed, and it's according to their policy, but most of them have said yes, that they will give non-alcoholic drinks to that person that night. And then later that is turned in to one of our businesses. And those are businesses in the village. They're over in Interlochen Center, just places where you're going to go for your coffee, or you're going to go for your, souvenir of Big Bear or something like that, and they will give you a discount. Their customary discount will be in effect if they receive one of those wristbands. So we're trying to get another aspect of this is that we have gone to the community organizations, and we've asked them for the funds for this program. So we have funds from private businesses, and we have funds from the organizations that have responded, and they have paid for this program because what we're trying to do is send the message that Big Bear cares, and Big Bear does want our streets safe. And so this is a way for the whole community to come together and say, please be careful, be safe,
And have fun.
Come and have a good time, but please do it safely and responsibly.
Have you researched other communities that have done similar programs? Are we a pilot, or?
We're more of a pilot. Thousand Oaks did something similar. Their bars got together and did a program to where they invited people in to be the drivers and gave them kudos for the evening. They, you know, if they were having a contest, the driver was the first one in line, or you know, just anything to honor the person that would step up to be the designated driver. So it's been done in some similar ways, but as far as a whole community, we're kind of the pilot.
Did those communities see an impact?
They did. They did see. And basically, you're just changing the idea. We're just selling a good idea that it's good to think ahead. Bring your designated driver with you. It can be your best friend, but they can get something out of it as well. And I know that sometimes there's that time when you say, will you be my driver? And they don't really want to do it. But they say, well, maybe I will. We'll see how this program works. And it's just maybe enough push. And some of the businesses said, well, we'd like to give them more. I said, that's up to you. I'm not asking any business to give anything that they're not comfortable with. Right. We're not trying to, you know, do something that's going to lose business for anybody. But I think it might encourage business. So we're just trying to think of a positive way to impact our streets and keep them safe.
And there's nothing worse than, and this has happened to me a lot in the past, going with somebody who says they'll be your designated driver and then they start drinking too. Now what? Now you're both drinking. So
well, we've asked the bars to please cause that person to only have non-alcoholic drinks at night. So that's part of the program, is that you're committing to have non-alcoholic drinks. They're free, and wear the wristband that shows the bar that, or the server, that you're the person that's you know, made that commitment. Get everybody home safely, and keep the streets safe.
Well, especially now with Oktoberfest, and I will be the designated driver this weekend, but only because I don't like beer. But I will be.
For people, yes. If you're not going to be drinking, that it works for that
person.
What?
I can still have fun without drinking. Sure. You know, so it's nice to have a good time, but at least I know I'll get the kids and my daughter's coming up, and everybody will get home safe.
Right.
So
great.
And so much of the I don't mean to be a real downer, but so many of the accidents have alcohol involved in them.
Yes,
they are. We were hit by a drunk driver that was a terrible accident. You know, there's just no way out of it because the guy's out of control.
That's right.
And I'm sure he was a nice enough fellow, but
it just, people, if they don't think ahead or plan ahead, that can happen, and you can find yourself in that situation without ever planning to be there. So this is just a way to try to get people to think ahead, plan ahead, and say, you know, that's a good idea. And so we are looking at recommending this for even special events, because Big Bear is very famous for inviting people up for special events that involve alcohol. So let's think about having a designated driver if you're going to be participating.
Especially as we go into winter. There's a slightest little judgment, error in judgment there on an icy road.
Right.
It's already hard enough to drive sober, you know, much less have a couple of drinks.
You better be alert on the roads.
I think this is spectacular. Look at all these. I need my glasses. Read some of your sponsors already. And
okay. Well, we have a lot in the village. We have a lot of gelato, Angela's Sandwich and Bagel House, the Art Garden, Bear Essentials, Belladonna, Big Bear Funplex, Big Bear Lake Reservation Center, Big Bear Ice Rink, the Bowling Barn, Cedar Rose, Charlize, Conklin Paint and Supplies, Copper Q, Del Lago's Boutique, Get the Burger, Goldsmith's Board Shop, Heidi's Consignment, Home Warehouse Design Center, Hunter Hall's Haberdashery, Kathy's Postal Plus, Kathy's Art, Maggio's Pizza, North Pole Fudge, Nottingham's Restaurant, PTL Plus Ministries, Room to Room, Shelley's Hallmark, The Shirt Shanty, Special Effects, the UPS Store, Village Pizza, Village Sweet Shop, The Paperclip, Village Spa, Bear Mountain Resort, and we're working on getting Snow Summit Resort on board. And we just haven't connected with them, but we're hoping that they will be a participant in the program as well.
Now, I noticed a few of those. Well, I can see the Village Sweet Shop. You know, you need a designated driver when you have so much candy there. But I mean, you have quite a few businesses there that don't serve alcohol, that don't even serve food or anything.
These are the businesses that are giving discounts.
Okay.
Now, the businesses that give out the wristbands, we have every bar in town on board except the 5 I haven't been able to talk to the owners of.
Okay.
I don't want to name those because it's only because I haven't been able to connect with them.
Well, if you did, we could probably shame them into it.
I'd rather
Channel 6, because everybody watches Channel 6.
I'd rather not. But every bar that I've been into has been more than happy to institute.
They don't want it any more than business.
And you'll see,
business is business.
You'll see this logo probably up in some of the bars that are here, because I've asked them to do that because it provokes people to say, what is that? And then they're thinking about when they come, they need to be bringing their designated driver. So that's what we do with this. Anyway, this is a lovely logo that was designed for us, and I hope you're seeing it all over town, because that's the idea, is that we can get this all over town, and then people, it's in their minds to think about having a driver when they are celebrating.
Oh, that's excellent.
You've been involved in this sort of thing for a while now, with the breakthrough programs and things you're doing.
We've been doing prevention in Big Bear for about 4 years now, and with the Big Bear recovery services, we do alcohol treatment and prevention. Prevention's a little bit tricky because you don't know exactly what you're going to prevent, but you're looking at ways in the community, positive ways in the community, to reduce underage access to drugs and alcohol. And then if it comes over into adult, if we have issues in our community that need to be looked at, then we do that too. And that's where this came from. We had such a high incidence of DUI. We needed to, start thinking about what's a positive way to just begin to encourage the use of designated drivers. So that's what we've done.
Have you thought about maybe partnering with the Resort Association or any of the reservation services, so that when people, before they even get here, are aware of the program?
That's a very good idea, and the Resort Association used to have well, they probably still have a call-in number, but they used to encourage some of that, and I would like to talk with them. I'd love to partner with them and give them some information and have on their call-in telephone the mention of the designated driver program.
Yes, so if there was some way before people even got here, they knew that this was they could share that.
It was also suggested that we could, and I'm not sure how we would do this, but for the second homeowners, any type of mailing that they receive from the county or the city, something could be included in there about designated driver programs.
Saturate everybody.
Well, I just need to know who to talk to.
Yeah,
those kinds of things, so.
Well, I think so much of that's just a reminder.
It is, because we all know.
We should do that.
We all know what we're supposed to do, but you go and have one drink and you're fine, and maybe another drink, and before you know it, Now, did you notice what these statistics were, and I hate to point to Oktoberfest, but that's one of the biggest venues that we have. Were there a lot of them during this time?
Well, you will be surprised, but I've interviewed Monica out there. She does a very, very good job. She provides everything they need.
Yes.
And we do run
even transportation.
She does transportation. She does it all. They are not where the DUIs come from here in Big Bear. Very, very few from the Oktoberfest, because Big Bear Recovery Services does the DUI program here for Big Bear. And so we do know, where these people come from, and it's
and they're aware and they're on top of it.
Yeah, they do a very good job at the Oktoberfest.
Was there a particular season or month that has a higher incidence?
It doesn't seem to be, because I'm still following the sheriff's logs, and we have almost one a day. So we're still going at one a day right now. So I'm hoping this program takes off, and we're just launching it. We've been launching it for the last couple of months. We just got our stuff together and all of our materials, and we're getting out there, and basically it's not something people really want to look at. I'm not getting lots of invitations to come talk about it because it's
kind of a downer.
It's kind of a downer for the first thing, but if I can just sell the idea, we're just trying to sell a good idea, and it's all up to you to do whatever you do. But this is a good idea, and we're going to try to reward you if you do it.
Well, I think it's an excellent idea, and whether people want to talk about it or not, being in an accident, a drug-related accident, is a horrible thing. But if you don't get in an accident and you get pulled over, just that alone, the ramifications to get your license back and pay the fees is horrendous. So
that's right. We should advertise what they have to go through.
Yes, I know a lot of people that were
one of those scared straight kind of things.
Yes. Long, expensive process.
Well, we sure thank you so much for coming, and we will stay in touch with you as you progress. Oh, if anybody wants to be a sponsor, how can they get a hold of you?
Anybody that's interested in participating in the program can reach me at Big Bear Recovery Services. That number is 909-878-0101, extension 306. And I'd be happy to get back with you if you're one who would like to be handing out the wristbands and encouraging the use. I can talk with you then. And if you'd like to be a participating business to give out the incentives, to give the coupon, receive it as a coupon and give the discount, I'd love to talk to you too, because we've got 29 businesses, like I said, and if I didn't read your name, it's only because I haven't been able to talk to you.
Good job. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the community. Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes after these commercial messages. Please frequent our sponsors.
Every day and every